all these are the paid versions, so I'm not going to the tell about this. So I'm telling about the configuration part today. So and today I have added three hosts. One is the Linux client, one is the window. So if you see, uh, these are the services I added over here. So these are the three virtual machines I have created over here. One is the Azure server, one is the Linux client, one is a window. This is a window machine, Window 8, because it is 3 GB. That's why it takes less RAM and less CPU utilization. That's why that is Linux server and the Linux client. So, so the last session I told you about the installation process. Everyone, I have already shared this document. So the second document is related about the how we configure, how can we add Linux and window host on Nagios servers. So Nagios is a free or an open source continuously monitoring software application. It's a basically so and it utilize basically real-time utilization like monitoring basically RAM, hard disk, CPU of a particular system. So it is a alerting system. Over here you can see what are the resources you want to monitor in Linux. Yeah, in a this is a window machine. Some are the critical error is showing the Explorer is not running and we didn't find. So I will tell you about these things. So first of all, and before adding any host, yeah, Linux host to the Nagios servers, we need to know about the NRP. What is this? NRP basically Nagios Remote Plugin Executor. It's a utility. Sorry. It's basically this utility. What is doing? It's just collecting your resource matrix data and in a particular remote and either it is a Linux machine, it is a host machine, and just send to the this information to the Azure servers. So this is the thing over here. This is a diagram where I'm telling about you. This is a Nagios servers. In Nagios servers, how can you build Nagios server? What are the things we require? Nagios core in Nagios core package and Nagios plugin and NRP. These are the three things we are required because NRP just send a command to the this is a remote like an example. This is a your remote host, whether it is a Linux machine or Windows machines. So we need to install NRP service over here. NRP service over here. So both the machines we have to install it one by one. So in NRP, it is collecting yours. It's because there are the some plugins which is present in your NRP plugin. So I will show you after some time. So these are it will check your disk space, CPU, and RAM utilization, various things. It will whatever you think you want to define in your and plugins. So when your Nagios server send a command to the NRV services, is collecting all the data matrix. In data matrix is a collection of your disk utilization, your CPU utilization, RAM, and if you want any applications to monitor, so this information collected and sent to the your Nagios server, and the Nagios server will display over here. You see. So and this is the IP of our Nagios server. This is I have servers is IP is created. So you can see this is the IP of my Nagios where the whole Nagios core and plugins and NRP services are already installed. So and this is the client machine. So and I will the next step for the Nagios server and Linux machines. What are the things we required? In Linux, we need to install NRP. When you install this NRP, you need to define your server in the configuration part. There are some changes you need to do in your in NRP directory, and like an example, your server name, your IP address of a server. So in window machine, we need to install NS client. But as I before told you, if you want to build a Nagios server, these are the things you require: Nagios core, Nagios plugin, and through this package, we can develop your Nagios core server, and after installing and configuration, you will see this type of window. You will not see these are the services what you want to monitor. If you want to this, you need to install NRP. So right now, the my first client, the my first host configuration is that is a Linux machine. So what are the prerequisites which is important for any client machine? This is my client machines. I already installed my all the necessary package over here. So what I just fired, I did fire the first command. This is yum install uh, by GCC. These are the your library package dependency packages, which is important. Uh, like an example, in a development tools. Development tools, if you install that package, it is requirement for your installation of various binaries and dependencies in your system. So and after running this command, execute it. I'm just adding ALP repository. What is ALP? ALP is basically extra package of enterprise Linux. It is a basically open source, free community based repository project basically. So in here you will find 100% free and accurate, authentic software, high quality, which is provided by the Fedora and like an software app, softwares and for various hardware and software related packages. If you see, if you install any Linux machine in your laptop, and sometimes you faces sometimes of your Wi-Fi is not working. So if you want to third party software, if you want to, so sometimes that type of hardware and software related packages which is present in your this extra package library repository. So what I did, I just add this repository, and through RPM, that is a RPM package. If you want to extract that RPM package, you need fire this command. And after running this, you need to update. So after compilation, what are the result will come? After completing, you can easily install NRP. That is that NRP is basically that is a package we need to configure in our host Linux machines. So after executing this command, okay, so I need to go into the this configuration file. If you want to see this configuration file, I will show you in here. You see, so in allow host, you have to mention your server IP, because in the end, the collection in this configuration file, it is requirement of your server IP, because collection of data of NRP collecting all the information resources data sent to this particular IP. So that is why. Okay, the first
Vikas,
step you need to.
can be allowed entire subnet?
No, no, there is no need of any internal server. We
No,
need
no.
only this.
Can we do it? Just only
Why
asking for.
we need an internal server? Because we only allowed only the
No, no,
specific
not
IP
not
address of.
internal server. I'm asking here, can we add entire subnet
Uh,
/24?
Subnet. No, no, no. There is nothing as such allowed. You need only the server IP. Subnet NAS is a different thing. There is nothing as such we need to add.
No, let's
No, no.
suppose I have multiple. If I have the multiple system over there, so
Listen,
in that
listen.
case, yeah.
Listen, if what
Mm.
I'm this is the IP address of a particular server machines, not if you have a collection of machines like 10 VM CPU. So you want to just you just separated a particular network. You want to add that network to monitor. There is nothing else like that. We have to specify only one server machines.
Kuldeep, so in that allowed host, you have to mention the Nagios server IP, the actual server that is doing the monitoring, on which the monitoring uh, software is installed. So only those IP which are in in which Nagios is installed.
Okay.
So after allowing this particular IP address over here, so we need to that firewall that is firewall command is basically the port. you are just adding your port. So if you're not adding a port, sometimes the connection, it is not allowing that particular connection, you faces some issues. So if I run this command over this in here, it will show this already command is executed. That is the warning is showing the already enabled. Oh, so you need to do. After after this, you need to enabling this NRP service. Why we do NRP enabling that service? You see, when your machine is booting up, you after booting up, if you not enable that particular service, you need to restart again and again. So if you enable that particular service, it was linking your particular service into the your etc files, because at the booting time there are some configuration files is booting on your RAM, so it starts your services. What are the requirement of the services, which is mandatory services, which is started at the booting time. So if I see the status of this service is running or not, so you can see this particular service is running. Okay, this pipe PID you can easily ask. So what I did, I just nothing. I just installed these are the things why I did. We need to install this NRP package, because if you want to just execute directly this particular command over there, so you will not found, you cannot easily installed over there. So after this, you have to just follow install it. You need to go as a configuration file, allow the server IP, and the just allow this particular port, and just restart service. That's it. That's it for the that's it you need to do. Now
So
after, yeah,
simply like Kash, there is one server we have in the environment, and I mean the agent which B was to monitor or the BMB was to monitor. We have to just install that plugin in one, I mean VM, and it will collect all the logs and send to the particular server. This is what is running in the background. Am I right?
right, absolutely right. So you see, this is the my virtual machines. You see, and its IP is this 192.168.130. I just created this particular virtual machine and installed this particular package. Go to the configuration file, just allow this particular IP address. After allowing this, just allow that particular port, and after enabling some NRP services. That's it. I did nothing else. Okay, so you can see daemon services are running, and some are the allowing connection is. And after that, when you install this, uh, if you have 100 VM, if you have a 100 virtual machine in Linux, you have to install this package to every 100 VMs, over 100 virtual machines. So after that, we after completed this step, we need to go to the server machines and need to go some configuration over there. So what are the configuration we need to do? So you see in, I am just creating a particular making a directory host, and user local nagios etc. What are the these hosts? Because you see, this is the host machines. If you adding what are the host you adding over there, so you will see all the type of host, it will comes up. Okay, so I'm the first step, I'm just creating that particular directory, that is a host. After creating a directory, I'm just this is the my config. After creating, this is the my Linux machines. So I'm basically what I am doing. I'm just creating the, this is you can say if you want to create any touch file. So what are the command you will, you just type the run touch the particular name of the file. So I'm just this is the basically the Linux client CEG. It is a configuration file of a this Linux machines, this Linux machine, because in server machine I have to add this server informations, this host machines, what are the things we are required. So if I show over there in server machines, this is a server. In server, want to monitor from the host machines. So so this is the particular template I can download it from the internet. You can easily search it on the internet. You can easily what are the things you want to. So the first thing is the host configurations. The host configuration, the very important thing, you have to change your host machine. The my host machine is Linux client. If I type here and see the host name, you can see the Linux client. I am just changing the Linux client, the IP address of that my host Linux machine. This 192.168.1.1.38. I'm just typing. And you need to just changes over here. These are the predefined things. Linux. Okay. Very different type of services already defined over here. So these are the hosts. I just you see every time these are the services. If we want to monitor any service, to that particular host Linux machines. If I added this informations over here, so if I check these are my Linux machine, it will check your SSH, check user, local disk, peak, number of total resource. These two steps you need to do, and after that there are some third step is you need to modify Nagios main configuration in this file. What is this file? It is basically a templates, a particular templates is defining what are the uh, wait a second, I'm just showing you. See this. So you see what are the definition you want to monitor in your local host. You see, so at the starting when you just click and just first time when you just open this particular file, this is tag. So you need to untag this file. So I'm here just this is the configuration file where my host information is placed. Okay, it is for the window, it is for the switch. Okay, so I just changes. I just pasted this particular, added this particular line over here. Sometimes if you want to change anything over there, so this is the change. You need to do two things. One is untag. Second thing is just change this particular path where you place your the Linux client configuration file. Okay. Okay, and okay, skip that part. That is not important right now. Okay, so you see, you need to for the in the configuration part for the things are important. You need to make a directory in a host file. You have to place that host information. Basically, what your virtual machine is working. What your virtual my virtual machine in host is Linux line. You have to post these things. And third step is and you just untag and add that particular configuration file. That's it. After this configuration, this is the same steps you have to execute this particular command. You have remembered I show you on the installation part. If you run and this command, you can easily find out is there any type of warning and errors. So last time someone asked me the same questions. So I have your answer. I will show you after this completed. There are some errors I was faced. Why I'm executing some commands. So I will show you. So this is a very interesting command. You can easily find out while executing any type of command. You can easily see, okay, there are some mistake I did. what are the mistakes you did, it will show you where you did any type of mistakes in any particular line. So these are the things after you need to restart your Nagios server HTTP for the web page for Apache services. These if you did thing after, as you complete this thing, you automatically redirect. Yeah, just refresh your Nagios server. You can see your Linux machine added what type of services you wanted. So it will show you. It will take some seconds, and after seconds you can see your status showing over here. This is the things.
Vikas, where did you configure the commands?
And which one? This one?
No. Like you wanted to check the SSH connectivity.
Okay.
So where did you define the commands?
Okay. Wait a second. This in this file. This is a ping command. Check users. It is for the check users.
No, what is the configuration name? What is the file name? That is what I.
Okay, wait a second. This is the file name. This is a configuration. You need to paste all the configuration over here. That is in. I have created one directory in /etc/host. Under this host, you need to create one configuration file of that particular virtual machines. That is Linux client.csg. So okay, this is define your host name basically, and other is the services ping and ping and check users.
So my question is like what I think Kuldeep was asking, like this the same thing. So if I want to monitor 500 hosts, so I should create this file for each of the hosts, right?
Right, absolutely right.
Okay.
And the Nagios score is total. So if you go for the paid version, it is very simple installation, very simple configuration. You didn't need any type of all these steps. So that is the reason. If you have 100 virtual machine, you need to 100 times of configuration in layman language. Yeah.
Because one more thing, these are the check interval and retry interval 2. So it is in second or minute?
Which one? This one.
Yeah, these values, check interval 2, retry interval 2.
Second. Yeah. So this is the part of the installation of if you want to add any Linux virtual machine in your Nagios servers. So if you want to monitor that particular host machine, so you have to do this thing. The second is if you want to adding window host machine for the monitoring purpose, you need to install these things. So the first step you need to see here over. This is my window machine I'm created. What I did, this is my first fresh window machine. You can take any server 2016 and where multiple of things as if you want to monitor. What I did, I just downloaded this is package. This is the site you can easily download. Okay. So after downloaded that particular MSI, and you need to click and in typical, after typical, you have to allow a particular, this is a server Nagios server site, and in here this is a password. This is password. I just mentioned India 123. Okay, you have to enable all the checks over here and click here, click. That's it. So there's a simple process in here. Download that package and click it. Just check it, click, and just allow that particular Nagios server IP and its password, your defined password. You can type anything. So and after it install, you need to changes some. Okay, wait a second. Okay, you need to changes some changes. You need to see. Of, when you completely install this particular file, NS client, you will found in the program files, in the program file, and so this is the thing you have to see. So at the starting, as your this NS client is completed, you can see your the allow host, the password. Sometimes these are then the disabled state. So what I did, what you we have to do, we just enabled these check status and services, all this. After sometimes if you want to just changes over here, it will not allow you. So first what you did, you just copy this particular file in the desktop, the changes, and just copy it and paste it. And after that, and you have to see y- you have to see your services is working or not. The SNS client is working. If you're not working, you just restart. And you need to run changes over very important changes in here. You need to allow the service interacting with the desktop. So if you allowing at the putting time, if you want to monitor some different Apache, anything else, so you need to mention that particular things in your mm, server, like your server machines. After that, it will allow you and search it. So these are the things you need to work over here in a window machines. So that's the thing I just mentioned over here. You allow this things. Okay, this is the only the part of the window machine. You just install this particular uh, uh, package information and install it. Just define your IP address and the password, and just restart that and service.msc file. And if some cases you need to check your firewall also. In if your firewall is not allowing that particular port, sometimes I will show you. It will create some issues also. So so you can see that's your it's allowing. So if your this particular NS client monitoring is not allowing it with creator, so you need to check your firewall and advanced security is working or not. So I'm just telling about these are the challenges I faced when I first time installed this in my personal machine. So I just shared you. So this is the part of the just installation in the window machine. After that, you need to some changes over the Linux, over the your server side. So now the this is the configuration of Nagios servers. So what you did, you just go to the Nagios servers over here. Okay, and the same things I just did before. You just untag. This is this is for the Linux machine. This is for the window. I just untag this in the, and after that in the window configuration, and this is the same thing I just wrote you. And after that, I'm just if I want to monitor your window machine, so what I did, I just you need to copy these whole informations. Yeah, you need to copy this whole information in this coming file over here, in this file. Okay, this is a window configuration host. So if you see in the, this is the same thing as I just did in the Linux machine. I just changes only the one thing. One is that is a your host name. My host name is test. That is test. So I just host name and the IP address of your um, this IP address. Yes. The most important thing, you have to every machine should be in a static IP address. Don't put an dynamic IP address, because you will face like thing sometimes. All IP address in a lease state. When your lease is completed, they will provided a new IP. So you should, in a way, you should to fix your IP address, and in must be in a static state. The this thing and the whole configuration need things you need to do with the same. Okay, and the after this completion, we need to, because we have a specified password in window machines. So have you remembered? So we need to changes that password in our configuration file. So this is my server machine. So, and so here, so what you did, these are the commands. These are the command defines. So we have to define different templates. We have defined and commands over here. So I'm not telling about the command process. It will take much hours. So I just telling what are the changes I did. I just type that particular password which is I mentioned in the your NS client while I was installing it. So India 123. So you need to change over here. So just place the all configuration in the this window host file, and just mentioning the password. Okay, if you execute this command, this is the same command. You will find the configuration. Is there any type of errors you did? You will found nothing is error. So while it is checking your the what are your checking services, we have added 3 hosts. One is local and two is where one is window, another is Linux machines. So after completion this, we just restart your Nagios servers. Okay, when you restart, we will see, and some interval of time. This is my host. 3 hosts are added. Okay, Linux client, and that is a host machine, your server machine, and this is a window machine. If you want to see the what are the services you want to monitor, you can see my Linux machine. My basically my the server is monitoring this Linux is the different type of services. Okay, so here you see in window the Explorer is not working in a state. Explorer XI is not running. That's why it's showing critical error. So we can easily find out. Yeah,
Because these are the predefined services, or you have configured these services into the Nagios.
right. That's why. Yeah, I just not a predefined. I just configured. You can configure your different parameter. Whatever you want to monitor over here. You see, now these are the defined services. You see defined services. In defined server, this is the host machine, your Linux machine, and it will check your local process, a DNS check. So you can be limited, you can be exceeded. Is up to you. Is it will define on your IT monitoring infrastructure. What are the things you want to monitor? If you because mostly in IT infrastructure, the companies, small business companies, are big. The mainly focus of your RAM utilization, UPU, process utilization, because many high software is running over there. So some criteria over there. So we are defined such like that.
So there is any use of the NRP for these services, refining up to these services for monitoring, as like you said that NRP is the Nagios remote plugins. So these
Right.
plugins are going to be help for these services or for another services.
Okay. Right. So what is NRP is doing? NRP basically collecting your data matrix. What I mean data matrix. Data is resource matrix. Matrix your information of in 1 minute of utilization of your RAM, your disk space, your services states, and CPU utilizations. So NRP is and in NRP there are the multiple of plugins. I will show you and. Mm, wait. So it will. Uh, I just forgot that path. Let me. Okay, not here.
So, Vikas, it's
Yeah.
already 5:45. So, if how much more time you require?
Nothing, sir. All is completed, sir. My both the installation. Sir, my both installation of Linux as well as the your window configuration has been done.
Okay. So, anyone having any other question apart from this? If you have, so you can discuss directly one-to-one with Vikas because it's already 5:45 and I don't want other teammates who is not interested or maybe they are busy in some other session after 5:30 they can spend time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if you have any other question, you can directly discuss with Vikas. You know Vikas. So you can take his email ID from this invite also. It's Vikas Mathur, not Vikas Kumar.
Okay, I will share this document to everyone as I did before. So you just if you want to try on your virtual machine, just create on your VMware and just create virtual machines. So it is good because in future DevOps part, it is also a DevOps part for the monitoring tool, just like a Nagios and a Zabbix and Xenosys. So yeah, anyone has any questions? So please.
So question they can take you directly Vikas one to
Okay,
one
okay,
with one-to-one session.
okay, okay.
Okay.
No worries.
Okay then. Thank you all. Vikas Kumar, your session has been completed on Friday. Unfortunately, I am not able to join on Friday. So is that completed or it's pending?
Yes, sir, completed.
It's completed, Amit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He provided the session.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So tomorrow we can have discuss with Jayanta.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vikas.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Vikas.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Bye.